Hey Gemini, welcome to your May reading. I'm Madeleine, if we haven't met before. I am very, very excited to see what's ahead for you this month, in part because for some of you, we are coming up on your solar return, your birthday, if you are a May Gemini. And even if you are not, it's really important to get ready for your birthday because that is your, wow, Spirit's throwing cards for you. That is your once a year most potent moment for setting intentions. It's your personal new year in astrology. So think, where do you want to be in May 2021, Gemini? And whether or not you are a May birthday Gemini, the majority of this month, the sun is going to be spending some time in your 12th house. When you have your solar return, the sun is back in your first house, connected to the sun when you were born, right? When it goes to the 12th house, the final house, before it steps into your house of self and your house of like, ta-da, it goes through the house of like, ta-na, like endings, sacrifices, memories, decluttering your soul. Okay? We want to declutter your house. We want to declutter your soul. What do you want to get rid of? Whether they are things, whether they are habits, whether they are situations, whether they are people. What do you recognize that no longer basically has a place in your life, or if it has a place in your life, it's not making your life better. It's either keeping it the same or even making it worse. This is your moment to clear that. This is your moment to consciously become aware of, wow. It's a good card. I'll tell you when we put them down. No, in fact, I'm just going to show you. It's like, how potent can we get when Spirit is like, do it, do it, do it, do it. And we have the Emperor, the builder. Okay? You're building your life. And sometimes building your life, first we have to demolish what isn't working. We have to raise some things to the ground so that we can build something new. Okay. Okay. So, Spirit, what have we got for Gemini in May? What do they need to know for their highest good? In the month of May. Where are they? Where are they headed? And how best can Gemini get there? What's your advice, Spirit? Advice and input for Gemini in the month of May. Let's do it. Perfect. I never know how many cards I'm pulling, but Spirit always knows. Gemini. Okay, that wants to be right on the bottom. That's totally fine. Ha! Beautiful. Talk about solar return, potent, strong energy. Gemini, King of Swords, King of Air. This is like literally your card. This is some best case scenario shit right here. Making some changes. Very smart changes is what I'm hearing. You are trusting yourself and you are moving forward. You're trusting yourself. I really like that. And maybe somebody in the past made it so that you felt like you couldn't trust yourself. I love it. That freaking Emperor card, after all that shuffling, came up in the position of where you find yourself. Making effective decisions, being a leader. And we complete your reading with 2 aces. Just saying, you're already the King of Swords, and we got that ace, and we also got this Ace of Wands. I freaking love it. Okay? All right. I get the feeling that you're being very honest with yourself about something that isn't or has not gone the way that you wanted it to, Gemini. That is just the impression that I'm getting. You are in a very strong, logical place as the King of Swords. And the 2 of Pentacles crossing your reading says you're making some decisions about the way you spend your money, spend your energy. You might even be thinking like, do I need to make a change in my job? Or do I need to bring in like an additional source of income? This feels to me like a gentle change. This feels to me like you have, even if it's only a little bit, you have room to maneuver. And I think that it benefits you to move forward / to walk away from things that don't feel right to you anymore, from things that take more than they give. So we have the devil in the past. If we got to see him, that's where we'd like to see him, right in the past. Something, someone, some situation, for some of you, okay, like Gemini, you know these are general readings, so I'm hearing like 3 different things. I'm hearing for some of you, fuck boy, fuck girl. That can be devil energy. I'm hearing dead end job, and I'm hearing addiction. And addiction can be as grave as substance abuse, or as not grave, as light as like overeating, or watching too much TV, or spending time with things and people that I know make me not as good a person. You know what I mean? Whatever this thing that you might be engaging in or might be very tempting to you, you're very aware. I feel like that it takes away from your sense of confidence and control, and you're done with that shit. And I'm glad to see it. And Spirit is asking me to clarify in real time, so we're gonna do that. Spirit, I'm looking at the future here. I'm looking at the 7 of Swords. Someone is walking away. Someone is taken... Woo! All right. Taking their ball and going home is what I was going to say. I think if you're the one taking your ball and going home, Gemini, again, this just reaffirms to me that you're making the right decision. That making a change is making the right decision. It's also, for some of you, very directly moving you into a path of divine relationship. When I see the Emperor and the Empress in a reading together, it's like seeing a queen and a king of the same suit times 1,000,000. And remember the Emperor and Empress, the same way as king and queen, they have nothing to do with gender or sex and everything to do with personality type and energy. So as a King of Swords, you're a manager of the mind, a master of that realm. Words, thoughts, communications. Spirit just said litigations, so some of you are lawyers or paralegals. Trust yourself. If you think this sucks and I think I should move on, I hear trust yourself on that, okay? And even if it's this sucks and I want to move on, and this sucks just means like I haven't been taking care of myself, like I know I've been like, you know how they say listen to your better angels versus like your worse angels? It's like I've been listening to the devil on my shoulder. I admit it to myself. Like I have been like avoiding this or that. That's also what I'm hearing is like a little bit avoidant. Maybe putting off, procrastinating because, you know, fear of success, fear of failure, etc. You're fucking done. You're done with that. I think that you're willing, Spirit is saying, to get in the mix. Maybe you've been resisting getting in the mix and now you're like, you know what? The only thing that I can have is what I make for myself, what I learn for myself, where I go for myself. And I think it's a good direction. I think it's a good plan. Plan is an important word here because the King of Swords is not the page. It is not somebody who just walks into the room and says what's on the tip of their tongue at the top of their mind. The King of Swords is someone who examines, analyzes, collects data, aggregates data, studies it, then operates based on what he has learned. A planner, a thinker, an analyst. It's time for you to embody those things. Now, I'm going to tell you that, and I'm also going to tell you to trust your intuition, your gut, your spirit, your feeling of being guided or led. Like, this is something I must do. Trust yourself. You have the star in the hidden and support position. Your faith. That light that shines through the darkness, right? When everything can feel 5 of Cups. When you might feel like the devil in your life is threatening to overtake you or pull you under. The clouds part and you see this light, this gentle, soft starlight that is like, don't give up. Don't give up. come this way. Try this. Trust that. Some of you, they're saying you want to be a star. And Spirit is telling you, trust and go in that direction. Here's what I am hearing. If it's inauthentic, it's not going to work. If it looks to you like, well, if I did this, I think it would be successful, and it's pure King of Swords analysis, I don't see it working. Not because your plan's not good enough or because you're not smart enough, because your heart is not in it. Your intuition, your gut, whatever we can call it, is not in it. But if you blend that intuition and intellect, if it's authentic to you, if it feels like this is something that I feel I must do, build, create, master, then do it. Your emperorness is moving you towards an empress. If you build it, they will come. That's what Spirit is saying. So if you're like, I need to build my online store, or a website, or a community, or a doghouse, if you build it, they will come. You know, Gemini, I've been saying that it's a good idea for you to like move forward, make a new choice, leave things behind that no longer feel authentic, or things that have been taken from you that don't show signs of ever being replenished. Now, as much as I'm saying that, and as much as I'm like looking forward into your bright, beautiful future that has healing and excitement and gifts, I want to validate that it's normal and okay and actually healthy to mourn, to grieve the things that didn't work out the way that we wanted them to, or just the plain old losses that we experience in life. I think our society, and American society in particular, puts this huge premium on optimism and like buck up buttercup and blah, blah, blah. It's just like, you know, just like social media is a highlight reel or whatever, right? Those shadowy, dark, down moments, if we're drawing a picture, then we need shadow and light to create dimension, right? So we don't want to pretend that we're fine if we're not fine. Please don't do that. That will result in you being not fine for longer. Like admitting that something sucks and kicking rocks and bitching and complaining and screaming at the sky, that can actually free up and move around some energy versus trying to just like choke down and swallow it and be like, I'll just push that down and keep going and keep doing the same damn thing I've been doing, even though some part of me is like, we gotta change, we gotta make a change, man, this isn't working. Resistance is futile. And not because you're not strong enough, but because that which is inauthentic is not going to work. Whether it's because you're like, I think that I need to do this, this, and that to make this happen or whatever. And then it's like, okay, and maybe you're right. Maybe like I'll post this often and I'll write this and I'll make this and I'll do that. And maybe you will. And maybe your formula is absolutely correct. And maybe people are like, oh my God, this is amazing. Give us more of this. And in about 2, 3, 4 months or years or whatever, you're going to be like, this is unsustainable because I don't like this, because this doesn't feel like me, because this is like something I had to contrive and it doesn't come naturally or it doesn't feel right. It's got to feel right. I feel that some of you have like a creative, like a brainchild to give birth to. And make a little space for it so it can grow. You know, you have the Empress in the future. The mother, she's usually portrayed as being very pregnant. And so she has something in common with this ace energy that is showing up so strongly for you. Aces are new beginnings. Aces are also like powerful primal energy. The Ace of Wands, inspiration, a great idea, a passion project. The Ace of Swords, a breakthrough, clarity, understanding, maybe sometimes feeling very much like a download. Like, whoa, I gotta write this down. I just thought of this. That's what they're showing me. It's like somebody in the middle of the night or in the middle of something else, like, oh, I have to grab my notebook or my phone and like, quick, I have to write this down because it's like, whoa, where did this come from? Go with it. Go with your inspiration. Go with your bright ideas. That Empress wants to give birth to something new and beautiful, to give you a gift. Your creativity is going to pay off. But it's like what they said with the King of Swords and the Star. It's blending intellect and intuition, right? And you getting what you want is blending, building something. Emperor, right? Building like a safe container. We could call that a schedule. We could call that an outline. And within that schedule, or that outline, the Empress is safe in that container to grow this thing into whatever it is supposed to be. And the thing about the Empress, the thing about mothers, is, yeah, they may want their baby to have certain things, and they may have certain hopes for how their baby will turn out. But they are not saying, I'm not going to love you unless you are this tall, this color, this personality, blah, blah, blah. No. And you're not saying, and if you come out like that, I'm going to pop you right back in and we're going to just keep working until you have green eyes or whatever it is. No. You build the container, a safe container, and you allow your creativity the room to grow. To spawn, is what Spirit just said, which is very funny. And also, Gemini. Again, these are general readings, so I'm getting a couple messages about this. Some of you, like I said, very literally, this change in plans you're making, this exit, it feels like that some of you are making, is taking you directly toward divine partnership. And if you're single, yeah, I am honestly feeling big romantic vibes here. If you are in a couple, this could just mean like, okay, cool, romantically I'm set, girl. I'm not looking for anything to change. Well, then this can just be the birth of your creative project. But I'm feeling a very compelling, attractive energy. Spirit is saying, and take this for what it is, but this is how Spirit is saying it. Everything happens for a reason. And when something is removed, when you're 3 cups, right? She's got 3 cups here in the 5 of Cups. And this chick is also happening to look at 3 empty cups. Both of these have in common that they're staring at these empty cups, but meanwhile, life is trying to offer them something new. Don't lose sight of what is possible. Change is still possible. Calm, minor adjustments, moderation, nothing crazy, no all-nighters. Okay, I can't stop you, Gemini, from doing all-nighters, but I don't think you have to. Make a plan, create the outline, create the schedule, and then allow yourself to work safely and briskly within that schedule. And damn, again, if you are looking, if you in the market for divine partnership, creatively or romantically, this looks dynamic as hell. Dynamic is the word Spirit is using. Feels very mutually beneficial, mutually growing, mutually passionate. Again, whether or not that's romantic, it could be a very passionate, like, creative partnership, or we're doing this podcast together, or we're going to run this business together. You're taking care of this, I'm taking care of that. Like, synergy. That's what Spirit is saying. Synergy. What are you creating, Gemini? You're going to mix things up, and I like it. Change is good. Break bad habits. Leave things you don't want behind. Do a little 12th house purge of things around your house and things around your brain. Tie up loose ends. Talk, bring the skeletons out of your closet, sit them down, give them a cup of tea, and have a lovely conversation. Why are y'all still hanging out in here? What are my fears? What's bothering me about this? What's holding me back? And then just have that conversation. And try not to judge, because the less you judge, the more information you'll get. And the more data you get, the better plan you'll get. And the better your results will be. Pretty exciting stuff, Gemini. You have a great mind. You have a great mind, so make it simple for yourself to let your mind wander and run, okay? Make a safe place for your mind to just go. I'm excited. Do you know what's going on, Gemini? Let me know. You got questions? You got comments? Look, I got all bouncy. But really, you got questions, comments, stories. I love to hear them. And it also it really helps the channel. So I appreciate those of you that take the time to like and comment or share with friends of yours and things like that. It really does a lot. Such a small thing makes the channel grow in a big way. So I appreciate those of you that do that. I'm wishing you a lot of love and a lot of luck this month. I hope those of you having a birthday have a very happy birthday. And if I don't see you in a video before then, Gemini, then I will see you in your next month's reading. Bye!